decade to farewell three champions of the Lions, Alistair Lynch, Sean Hart and Craig McRae. They celebrated the Lions with the first goal of season 2005 to Copeland. Brought a smile to the face of Lee Matthews enjoying the coaching box in the first quarter. Then Nick Riewoldt, he exploded. His first kick as captain was a major, a sign of good things to come. Aaron Hamill was providing plenty of activity up forward. He and Scott had their private war. By three-quarter time, two of Scott's teeth were in the hands of the trainer. Jason Ackermanis with his Brownlow middle form and celebrations. Then Clark Keating opened up, and it looked like Brisbane were going to run away with this game. Hard enough against the Saints without your mates giving you an eye gouge. Brisbane by 23 points at half-time. Last goal of the quarter went to Nick Riewoldt, though, and then the next 5 of the game went to the Saints. Ball was tearing them apart. A hit on Riewoldt from Charman, and then a diving mark that went wrong, and then they went to work on the shoulder. Scott and Michael, and Nick Riewoldt was off the ground for most of the third term. By the end of it, Brisbane led by 6 points. The last 27 times these two teams have played, the team in front at three-quarter time wins the game. But this is a different season and two different teams. St Kilda, can they now lift after their inspirational captain has gone off the ground? It looks like he'll play no further part. Let's have a look what happened to Chris Scott. This is the incident, a big wild backhander from Aaron Hamill. Down he went and straight up he got, showing a remarkable courage. But it was a big, better than a gangster slap, and there's the result.
Wow, little baby teeth.
Might be just one, maybe broken, but there it is. He's telling the umpire there's a couple of teeth out. There it goes. Bang. He didn't like it.
That's the one we said missed, wasn't it?
Yeah, you got the side of the chops. How we always go, but there's some work being done at the moment. That was where it was, the side of the face from Aaron Hamill, who wasn't looking what he was doing. There's some duty of care and responsibility, but this is just an intriguing, unbelievable contest at the moment. It sits so many stories within the game. Riewoldt, obviously the biggest one. There's a bloke called Jared Brennan who's gone out there and just put a bit of a stamp on. Has kicked 4 goals. You've got Luke Ball and Chris Johnson who have just been dominant. Kane Ackland's come on into this team, but if they've got any ticker, they will rise for that man.
All right, let's go down to the Dr. Peter Larkin. That's why we have you, Pete, not only because you're a champion Olympian in the old days, but because you've got the big medical reports, and this is the story of the night. Nick Riewoldt, what's going on?
Well, Ed, you won't see him again tonight. You can see him there. He's already got the tracksuit top on, the AC joint on the right side. Look, he probably took 3 hits to it. We saw the first one with Charman, then he took the diving mark, which was probably the aggravating factor and made it a bit worse, and then he got the bump again, as we've shown a couple of times. So Nick heading to the bench and looking pretty unhappy, so that could be anything from a 1-weeker to 3 or 4. So this is the first hit, and that's the right shoulder, and I watched him for a minute after this, Ed, and he actually wasn't moving the right shoulder properly. You just see him, he gets hit again with the Charman incident, so he lands on the left shoulder, but it's the right shoulder in midair that gets hit. And then we see this landing from the mark, and his body weight, and he rolls, and the whole right shoulder rolls underneath him, and you see him react again from that. And of course then we see a little bit of argy-bargy after that, Ed, where he gets a little bit of a reminder from the Brisbane guys. So he's been off the ground, there he goes with that knock, and straight away, and then a second go at him, and a third go.
So
it is like World Championship Wrestling, Ed, so no good in. Look, there's certainly a couple of chipped teeth for Chris Scott, and we saw them, they're not the ones who would reimplant, so he'll be looking in trouble. And 4 players with cramps from St Kilda, so they're really, the running game's catching up with them. Gehrig off the ground, Ed.
Down at the final turn, Mrs. McDonald got it from power. Riewoldt very emotional as he came off the ground as well. This is Jones going back to take the mark.
Looked like tears, didn't it? They looked like tears, so he may know something that perhaps the rest of us don't. He looked very despondent.
It was hard. He might make the distance from there, set shot.
Probably didn't sense that. There's Nick Riewoldt now. That doesn't tell you that it's more than just a bruised shoulder. He's in a bit of trouble, and that is one of the sad sights in footy.
Peter Larkins, I want to come back to you, Pete. The AC joint, look, I know you haven't examined him, mate, but just looking at the body language of Nick Riewoldt, what you've seen, we saw at least 5 hits on it. Tell us a little bit about that problem. What will it mean for a high-marking forward like Nick Riewoldt?
Oh, look, certainly the AC joint, Ed, obviously helps you raise your arm above your head. I'd be concerned the way he's reacting there that there may be a crack in the collarbone as well, Ed, so we'll certainly be chasing that up because he looks very uncomfortable. And the AC joint, of course, the C is the collarbone, so quite often you will get a broken collarbone near the AC joint, and with that degree of pain, and he does look despondent. I just caught his eye before, and he looked across at me and just shook his head, Ed, so we know that frustration for him out of that, and we just need to see how many weeks this is going to be.
Okay, Pete, stick with it, mate. Dr. Peter Larkins on the spot.
It's trailed by 6 points. Still littles of time. Goes to half forward. That's a strong grab.
He's punched him in the back of the head again on the spoil.
It's a rematch every time.
Just a big kick.
Good.
This is a big kick, isn't it? Tie the scores up.
What do you say?
Let's watch this one again.
Check the scoreboard. And then it goes. Check your teeth.
Yeah, what are you going to do about it?
Oh, dear.
Now, technically, he should have got 50 out of it.
This should have a sequel.
He won't be able to lie on either side tonight. His bed is going to sort of
Meantime. I think at the moment his back is worse than his bite. Here's Hamill from the 50. Sets it out to the right. He's kicked it behind. They've wasted some opportunities tonight.
The first spoil missed the ball. The second one, he thought, well, he's one on the head for good measure as well. The umpire's awake after that. He'd probably kick 50.
To the boundary line for a throw in. We're just forward to centre wing, heading towards the Brisbane Lions goal. Go for it, Gary.
Who are you going to score on points? We haven't got punches thrown here, but it's been a great contest. I reckon Aaron Hamill's presented beautifully, but there should be another page to here.
Yes,
I think there will be.
Yes.
Boundary throw in. Ackland, McGuire, intercepted by White though. Releases Ackermanis, runs to the 50, shoots. It looks okay. Wonderful finish. So clinical. His second.
Say what you like about Jason Ackermanis. When the chips are down, somebody's got to kick a clutch goal like that. He comes through with a good time and time again. 13 possessions for the night. 2 goals won. 2 goals won. And off 3 steps from outside 50, punches 1 through.
Kicks forward. McGuire overruns it. Gives Koenig a chance. Slaps it onto the boot. Schwartz is all on his own though. He's he's dropped it. Fisher under pressure. Schwartz makes amends. He has to hit a target this time. He doesn't know where to go. He's run a mile. He's kicked it to a 2-on-1 situation. It's starting to unravel for the Saints now. Darryl White. Ackermanis sits and waits and does it beautifully and plays on the left boot. A thumping kick. Pike has got it in the square. And the Brisbane Lions have let the world know tonight that they are anything but a spent force, remembering that black and brown and a few extras as well are yet to come back in this season. Pikey comes in from point blank range. He's kicked 1 goal. He's got the new hairstyle on a very old and battered head. And he'd love me saying that, don't worry. And Pikey comes in and kicks his second and celebrates. A 4-time premiership player. He's still got the hunger for a victory.
Well, Troy Schwartz, you saw the reason why he's not an A-grade player. Simple as that. 3 errors in the space of 5 seconds? One is an uncontested mark, a soda he just grasped straight off, then he carried the ball for 25 odd metres and didn't get pinged for holding the ball, and then he kicks it to the opposition. He's a good boy, he tries his heart out, but they're just decision errors.
Bad night for that man. His son, that's Joe, of course. His son seems to have a long-term injury.
Don't know, did he read signs in? Did he just give a snap signal in, Mr. Riewoldt?
Not sure. Challenged several times tonight, undermanned, and haven't they responded? There's the bounce. Wait for the siren. McLaren has been very good. Ball finishes up with the football, but it's not enough.
Oh, hurt his nose, that's all.
Yeah. Helped up by Luke Power. And that look says it all. Satisfaction all round. Brisbane have put down the upstarts from the south. And that is a footballing tragedy. And Jamie Charman goes across, and it was his bump, really, that may have set a train of events in place. And that's very good to see. I guess they would have come up through the ranks and known of each other in juniors in Queensland. There might be a history there. But certainly tonight, Brisbane were the masters. And their dominance with the Gabba over the Saints simply continues. That's 11 straight. A couple of chants. Shake hands. But tonight, the spoils were all Brisbane's.